Hey there, it's Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. I'm super excited to be coming to you for another episode. We're here to share information, share hearts, and talk about everything you need to know about getting into that vehicle. Whether you're dealing with some bruised credit or just trying to figure out the whole car buying process, I'm here to support you every step of the way. Hey, welcome to my channel. If you're on Facebook, I want you to make sure that you share my video or follow me on my page, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're coming by my channel and you just found it, just by YouTube search, please take a minute and do give me a subscribe because you'll be notified every time I actually go live on YouTube, or you'll be notified every time I drop a long video or a short video. But let's get into today's programming. Today's programming, we're going to talk about red flags that actually happen during the sales process, with you buying a new or used car. Things that we actually do to not put you on alert, but to actually make you think. Or let's just say when you go somewhere and you alert, right? And something happens that makes you feel uncomfortable. Well, in the car business, we have red flag things that we do to make sales happen. So the reason I'm doing this actually live or doing this video is because I want you to understand a little bit of the process of us um, understanding what we do and how we do it. So get your pen and paper and let's go. Let's get it going. So number one, if you're buying a new or used car, any process, whether you're buying something, whether it's a automobile or you're looking to well, I don't just say automobile. It could be you going to buy a clothing store, or you could be going to anywhere that's it's sales involved. When it's coming to monies or it's coming to making quota, we have sales taxes or things that we want to do to make sure that sale happens. So one of the things is number one is the high pressure sales tactics, things that we do to get the sales done. We have that everybody always says, or people say, end of the month, we put more pressure on doing end of the month. Well, yes, we do. Why? It's because it is time to make sure that we close out our month because we have certain numbers that we put together at the beginning of the month to make sure that we hit our goals. So we are more very intense toward the end of the month than we are during the beginning of the month. But with myself being in this automobile space for over 25 years, my high pressure sales tactic is all during the month. And the reason is because you can't wait till the last minute to actually get the job done or get the sales quota, get my sales quota completed or hit my goals. So going into the dealership, and we may say, what, this deal is only good for today. Well, yes, it is good for today. And the reason it is good for today only, or maybe we give you 24 hours to think about it, is because if we're giving you that deal of a lifetime or that deal of the day or that deal of that particular hour, we want to close that sale out at that particular time, not when you want to close it out yourself. So the high pressure sales is right now. We need to get this sale. We need to get this sale done right now. Or when we put this piece of paper in front of you, we say, you know what, John Doe, your payment is $350 a month with $2,000 down today only. And you say, well, you know what, I am not ready to make the decision. And you say, well, can I think about it for 24 hours? And then we go over and we get our sales manager, we get the boss to come over and we say, you know what is it going to do actually to get this sales done? And we're high pressuring you. Yes, we are, because we believe in right now, not with you going down the street or you know what? Oh, I'm sorry. I need to go to the next dealership and I need to think about, I need to go see what the next dealership is going to say. No, we're giving you this sale right now, John Doe. It's because we got you at $350 a month, $2,000 down, and we want you to be able to what? Buy this car or lease this car right now. So that's our sales tactics, high pressure sales. Then if you say, you know what? I'm not sure whether I want to make the decision now. Then we start throwing all these other things out. Like what? Okay. Well, you know what? If we give you that free oil change, that first oil change for free, will you be willing to take this car? Now, if you buy a brand new car from General Motors, every new car comes with a free oil change, right? Just to let you know. But if you're buying that used car, we may say, you know what? We're going to give you that first free oil change for free. Or what do we need to do to get this deal done today? So we may ask the questions. You just have to be able to come with the answers to get that deal done. So we call that the high pressure sales right now, right now. Because myself, when I'm going shopping, I have these I have these hot buttons. These hot buttons are where if I see what I want, if I don't get it right then and there, if I'm going to buy, let me say I'm going to buy a pair of shoes, right? I don't want to say a pair of shoes. I'm going to a commission store, a boutique, right? And boutiques are on commission because they're hinging off the last sale, right? And they say, I got this nice pair of shoes, I got these pants, I got this nice vest, I got this nice dress that you would look real good in. And so we know what it's $199, not $1.99, $1.99. It's $199. And this today only. If I look at it and look good on me, and the person is giving me compliments and they telling me how good I'm look, that's my hot button. You're telling me how good I look, right? I'm done. I'm closing the sale. But if I gotta think about it and I gotta hee-haw, that means that you're losing me. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna do too much thinking, and I'm gonna be back, and I'm not coming back in 24 hours. So, like when you're looking to buy a car, lease a car, when you get in that car, our job is to tell you how good you look. Can you see that vehicle in your driveway? Where's your husband? Or where's your wife? Or where's the decision maker to help you buy that car, lease that car right now? So the high pressure sales tactic is us breaking you down to get our product right now, not tomorrow. We believe in right now. And the pressure's on as soon as you walk through the dealership. Number two, vague or hidden fees. Now, I'm talking to you, and the reason I'm talking to you is because you guys be so excited that you're not really thinking about, you're not looking at everything that you're getting. When you sign your contract, you're not looking at the small print on your contract. It's a long form document when it comes to signing a contract. You got those at the bottom of the contract. It says, it's no cooling off period on the contract. I'm going to give you sum it up. On the bottom of any long form contract that you buy or lease a car, on the bottom of it or in the middle of the contract, it says no cooling off period, which means that when you sign the paperwork on this car, 24 hours later, you can't come back and say, you know what? Not everything's cooled off and I've thought about it. I want to return my car. So vague and hidden fees is you not paying attention to things that are on the contract, or maybe you didn't decide to purchase that extended service contract or that warranty, or the finance manager didn't explain to you that you're purchasing this extended warranty, and what is an extended warranty and what does it cover? So it's basically you need to make sure you itemize and look what you're purchasing. Not saying that you shouldn't purchase those items, but you need to know exactly what you're purchasing or exactly what you're leasing. So those hidden fees are things that particular person or that particular company doesn't want you to see. So it's very important that you ask those questions. Take your time. If you don't understand what's on the contract, ask questions. You know, I am, the last, want to say all the cars I have leased in the last 10 years, I've always gotten tire and wheel. And these are things that I automatically get is because I work at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford, Michigan. We're on a bumpy road, right? And I want to make sure I protect my asset. What is my asset? My particular car. So it's not a hidden fee because I know what I'm purchasing. I know what I'm getting. So looking out for hidden fees. Now, hidden fees could be this. Hidden fees could be etch. When I was working at a dealership in Detroit, a Ford store, a lot of the guys sold etch. And they didn't actually tell you what etch was. They just put it in there. They didn't. Why is because, I learned a little bit more what people did on the other side. When I say on the other side, at different dealerships, when I worked at different dealerships. So one hidden fees was etch. Now, People didn't really know what etch was. It was a hidden fee, and people didn't pay attention. So just pay attention to vague and hidden fees. Now, it's one fee that you can't get away from, even if you think you can get away from and say, you know what, I don't want that fee, is a doc fee. A doc fee. People say, that's a hidden fee. Somebody told me that. No, it's right on your contract. A doc fee is this is what the dealership charges due to paperwork, right? That due to paperwork. Remember, everybody has to get paid. When you buy a car, everybody got to get paid. Doc fee, people in the office got to make sure they type the paperwork up. You got the title clerk. You got the person that answers the phones. We have to make sure that we have our expenses down on paper and get paid to make sure that the dealership functions. But these are not hidden fees. They're vague fees because you don't understand what they are. So basically what I'm telling you is to pay attention to the fees. Number 3, suspicious pricing. If you see, this is really not, I don't want to really call suspicious prices, because if you see an ad on TV, or you see on the internet, or you see in the paper, um, uh, let's just say $43,000 for that Chevy Traverse, and you come into the dealership and it's 50, just say 49,000. So what happens is the suspicious price is you not paying attention. You're not paying attention where you got incentives, you got GMS, which we call is GM discount. You got all those other pricing that you're not paying attention to, but people may call it suspicious pricing. It's not suspicious pricing. You don't qualify for everything that's listed actually on that particular site, or on that wherever you saw it, whether it's on social media, whether it's in the paper, whether it's on TV, or even if it's on a dealership website. These are not suspicious prices. These are things that you're really not paying attention to. But suspicious prices is someone actually taking the price up $10,000 or $5,000 more for a car. So that's suspicious pricing. I remember back during COVID, a lot of people, cars were in high demand. It was high demand, low supply. So demand was high, supply was low, which meant that dealership was marketing cars up $3,000 to $4,000, in some cases $5,000, in some cases $10,000. And they were marking them up was because, again, supply was high, demand was high, supply was low, meaning that we had less cars on the lot and people wanted more of the cars. Now, thank God I worked at a Chevy store, and when I was working at a Chevy store, in the dealership I worked for is a family-owned dealership, the Longhammer Automotive Group. The Longhammers they don't believe in taking prices up because of that particular time, or taking advantage of you because of the economy. So I appreciate this of not taking the prices up, because when the market fell, I don't want to say the market fell, when things changed and the demand for vehicles became just steady and not so high, people that paid more for their vehicle, 5,000, 3,000, whatever they paid more for, they would end up being on too much on their vehicle, and I'm really unable to get out their vehicle unless they came up with cash. So number 4, refusal to provide information. Now, if you ask me for something, you ask me for the Carfax on the vehicle. You say, no, Regina, what can you provide the Carfax on the vehicle? And I refuse to. Or I don't even refuse to, but you ask me a couple of times and I just forget, or I don't provide it. You ask me something for a couple of times, and let me just say twice, and I don't provide it. I don't tell you no, I just refuse to give it to you. And I'm not going to refuse and say, oh no, I refuse to give it to you. I just don't give it to you. That's somebody refusing and don't want you to see something. And that's when you need to get up and actually, you know what? Walk away, walk away, walk away. And walking away is walking away sometimes is the very, very best thing, and refuse to provide information, because I always say the Carfax provides a lot of information. When the first person actually owned the car, when you got your car titled, when you got your oil changes done, if you went to a dealership or you went to a shop to actually report to the Carfax. So these are Carfax. I want to say it's the Bible. Some people might not like when I say it's the Bible, because the Bible is the truth, but the Carfax actually tell you how that particular person took care of their vehicle. So that's very important. So I have Michelle Thomas saying, "We bought a car during COVID with a great price, great interest rate." Michelle, that's because you bought a car from the Queen. Hey, Michelle, good morning. So Michelle bought her car during a good time because she got her during COVID. She got a good price and good rate because she got it from the Queen. Let me just say this on the screen here. If you want to get a copy of my ebook, um, it is called badcreditbook.com. Get a copy of my ebook. Put your phone over and scan the QR code. Because and if you're watching this video, share the video. Because remember what I always say now, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. All right, and okay, so we're gonna go to we did four. We're gonna go to number five. Missing um well, Michelle was saying, I also remember you telling me to drive the car even though it's brand new. Yes. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for actually coming on the platform this morning, talking to me. Yes. So, one thing, let me just say this. Yes, it's very important. Good morning, Michelle. It's very important that you do drive a car because whether it's used or new, you never actually know what's happening with that particular vehicle. You need to drive it because just because you think it looks good and it's your dream car, what if you get in that particular car and there's something that's not right? Maybe you need to maybe it's not the right color. Maybe the equipment is not in the right place that you thought it was. Or maybe it's just the car's too small, right? The car might be too small for you, you need a bigger car. But how are you going to know that if you don't actually drive the car? Or maybe the car's too big to get in your garage. Sometimes people have one car garage. One car garage means that you have more stuff in your car and you don't have enough room for your car to fit in there. So you want to make sure that that you drive the car, especially a used car. New car, yes, of course, but a used car. Because what if the brakes are not, what if the brakes need to be done? What if the air doesn't work in the car? So you got to think about the brakes, the air conditioning, the mechanical features of the car, not the features, the mechanical things of the car. So these are things that you need to make sure you check out when you're driving that car. So thanks, Michelle. Okay, so we are at number five. I'm sorry. I guess we're at number four. Missing inconsistent vehicle title. Now, every time you buy a used vehicle, there has to be a title on the vehicle in order for you to actually buy that vehicle. So if you look buying a vehicle and they say, "Well, I don't have the title," get up and walk away. Walk away. Sometimes at the dealership, we have dealerships have cars in their lot and there's no title. Okay. And we're waiting for the title to come in. But legally, we can't let you take that car unless we have a title. Now, the title, you have to sign the front of the title. And then just so you know, in Michigan, we have it where it's you get a title. You either get your title, you don't get your title. That's a whole nother conversation. So we ain't gonna talk about that. But missing or inconsistent vehicle title. If you're buying a car, the title has to be on deck, has to be at the dealership. Or if you're buying a car from someone, they gotta have the title because the title shows ownership. So if there's a missing or inconsistent vehicle title, then you need to walk away. That's one reason why you need to walk away. That's two reasons why you need to walk away. No title, no deal. Feeling more comfortable, honestly, going to a dealership and there's no title, that's a little different because, you know, um, dealership, we have rules and we have regulations, right? And having a title, we have to have a title in order to sell you a vehicle. Now you can look at a car, put a car on hold, and we don't have the title, but once you sign your paperwork, we have to have a title. Okay, so next one is tampered VIN. VIN should be no VIN tampering. How does VIN tampering look like? Tampered VIN are located on the left-hand side of the windshield of any particular vehicle. Any vehicle that you buy, the VIN is on the lower left-hand side of the vehicle. Whether it's a new or used car, it's there. You may not have seen it before, right? But it's there. If the VIN number is scratched out or there's some numbers missing, get up and walk away. That means that somebody did some fuddy-duddy. I don't think I said that word in here. Some fuddy. Oh, my mother used to say fuddy-duddy. I missed it. Any fuddy duddy, you need to walk away. Fuddy duddy. Fuddy duddy, I made that up. Anyway, if the VIN's been tampered with, you want to walk away. Unexplained damage on the vehicle. Now, if you got that Carfax I talked about, right? Carfax, the Carfax should tell you whether the vehicle's been damaged, unless the person has driven the car and didn't actually get it fixed. But if there's unexplained damage on the vehicle and the salesperson can't explain the damage, or the used car manager, or if you're buying it from a private owner and they can't explain what the damage is and how it, they may not tell you exactly how it happened, right? But where this dent come from? Or if they're not pointing it out to you and it's right there, then you need to walk away. Unexplained damage is very unacceptable. So the last part I want to go into is red flags related to financial transaction. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you guys because this is very important that you get your pen and paper down, pencil and paper ready on this one, because these red flags related to financial transactions are very key. When you're buying a car or leasing a car, no verbal promises. Verbal promises versus written promises. Nobody tells you verbally what they're going to do for you. If they're going to tell you verbally what they're going to do for you, know what you're going to do? Excuse me. Can you give me in writing that what you're going to do for me? And what we call this a we owe. I can tell you what I'm going to do for you, but can you give it to me in writing? And the reason you want it in writing is because, you know, we may have amnesia in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month. We may forget what we told you. Now, me, I'm more than likely, I'm probably gonna forget what I told you. More than likely, because what happens is you guys, when we say we're gonna do something for you, you come back 2 months later, 3 months later. No, 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 no. If somebody says they're gonna do something for you, you come within those couple weeks, those week 7 to 14 days, you get it done. Unless you're ordering something for the vehicle. So no verbal promises, get it in writing. If we promise your first oil change is free, get it in writing. We call it a we owe slip. That's a slip that saying in our handwriting what we're gonna do for you. For instance, if I quit tomorrow, what are you gonna do about that oil change that I promised? What are you gonna do about whatever I promised you? So get it in writing and get the sales manager to sign it. Because more than likely, when you come back to get it done in a week or two, remember, time frame, week or two, not 30 to 60 days, unless a part is being ordered. More than likely, if you come back, if I'm not there, the sales manager be there. Or somebody in charge will be there and you got it in writing, even if I'm gone or the sales manager's gone. And number two, identity theft concerns when it comes to red flag related to financial transaction. Identity theft. Now, sometimes when people go buy cars, they go buy anything when it comes to putting their credit, they have locks. They have the credit locked, right? So your credit being locked because my identity was stolen. Guys, unlock your credit report. You know, if I, I'm starting now because identity theft concerns is you guys not really protecting your information. If your information is not protected, then how are you going to be protected when it goes to the dealership? And then when I say identity theft, think about it. Trusting everybody with your information. I was watching a show the other night, and it was a person's stepfather, and the stepfather said, I need, I want to make sure I have everybody's date of birth and everybody's social security number so that if something happens, um, I would be able to, I'll have your information if something happens. Me and your mom have your information. Yeah, your mom, but your stepdad. So stepdad stole the daughter's identity and ran up $80,000 worth of credit card debt and took out loans, of course, that she didn't authorize because he had her information. So identity theft concerns with not you trusting everybody with your information. Last one is undeliverable mails or email. Now I'm talking to you. This ain't us. This is you giving us an address where your information is not correct. So this is red flags related to your financial transaction. You not having the right, giving us not the right address. Move 2 or 3 times, and when you signed your contract that you live somewhere else. You lay your head one place and you live somewhere else. But that's one of the reasons why when you buy a car now, they say, "Can you give me a piece of mail?" POR, proof of residence, piece of mail, light bill, gas bill, bank statement, light bill, gas bill, bank statement, light bill, gas bill, bank statement. This is showing that you live at your address, proof of residence, because if they need to contact you or need to pick up that car because you didn't make your payments, they can pick it up. All right, so thank you for watching my live this morning. If you're on the replay, make sure you share and share my video. If you're on Facebook and you're just stopping by my Regina the Queen of Car Loans page, give me a follow. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Leave comments in about them because I am trying to make sure that I do actually uh, make a comment or make sure I like it. And there's any topic or anything that you want the Queen to talk about, you know what to do. Leave a comment. Leave a comment, and then I'll try to get to it and talk about it on my live, or I'll do a video. Don't forget to get a copy of my free ebook. Scan it. Get a copy of my free ebook. Badcreditbook.com. That's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you so much for spending time with me. It truly means the world. If you need help with a car loan or just want to chat about your situation, you know where to find me. Hit that subscribe button if you want more tips and support. And remember, everyone has a situation, but together we can get into